How many Transformers displays have you seen like this? A sea of characters all lined up on overcrowded shelves, arms down, faces forward, expressionless, lifeless, soulless. If that's your thing, that's totally cool. But there is another way. I'd like to talk to you in this video about bringing your collection to life and injecting some heart into it. Using different methods to show your figures off can make them look more exciting and bring you no end of enjoyment. Join me now as we talk about displaying your Transformers Masterpiece collection. Only you will know how much space you have and which furniture you want to display your collection on. There are many different options, but whether you choose shelves, bookcases or detolfs, there are some simple tips you can follow to get the best out of your collection and really make these figures pop. By our very nature, we collectors tend to get pretty carried away once we get started accumulating something. That next edition is a temptation we find hard to resist. The more momentum we build, the faster our collections grow. But I'm here to remind you that often less really is more. If you're going to spend money on figures like this, and let's face it, they aren't exactly cheap, right? Make sure you can see each piece. I would say it's better to have 10 figures you can see and appreciate than 100 figures you can't make out. From the offset, it's worth thinking very hard about which characters you really want to show off before you get too carried away. This is something mainly for the bookshelves and detolfs, where you have a closed space to house the figures. It's important to consider the vertical space in that area. The space will look odd with huge gaps at the top. You can layer figures using props and items, which I'll come back to in a moment, but a simple and very effective option is to get some acrylic risers like these. They're quite affordable and easy to come by, and you can get all sorts of different shapes and sizes. I have some myself which I got on eBay. Flying characters can be elevated using special model stands or by suspending them from string. Even if you're just standing the figures on a shelf, it's still worth varying different shapes and sizes to make the display look more visually interesting. Something that makes a Transformers collection truly unique is that you can pick and choose which mode to display your characters in. Personally, I'm all about the robot forms, but having a combination in your display can look really interesting. This might actually be the most important point in this entire video. Transformers is a brand full of exciting and unique characters. These figures are, in most cases, very articulated, allowing for dynamic and interesting poses. And if you struggle for ideas on posing, there are so many places you can draw inspiration from. You can start by Googling the characters. An image search will give you no end of cool ideas. There are also loads of great examples on Pinterest and Reddit. Another idea is to look to the cartoons or comic books. If you have a favourite character, then it's probably fair to assume you have an idea in your head of something interesting that character has done at some point. Someone who has, in my opinion, got this exactly right is a YouTuber I discovered a couple of years ago now, who goes by the title Deformers Custom Creations. I'm going to come back to him again shortly, but he has a very keen eye for an exciting pose, and he really goes the extra mile to make his figures look exciting and dynamic. Creating a sense of place around your figures is another great way to bring them to life. There are some amazing extras you can build your displays around if you really want to show them existing in their own setting, ranging from flat backdrops to 3D pieces. I'll stick a link below in the description to a collection of awesome Sunbow G1 background art by fan Optimus Time Lord. I've seen a good number of very nice backgrounds available on eBay too. These particular ones were advertised by seller Hollywood Toys. Backgrounds on set pieces might not be for everyone though. For my own display, I personally prefer a more minimalist vibe. It's easy to clutter your display if you're not careful. Having said that, if you have the space, the knowledge and the inclination, surroundings are definitely worth giving some thought to. Some collectors even like to take it to a whole nother level and make their own scenes and dioramas. As you can see here, the sheer effort and craftsmanship of some of these are absolutely incredible. One of these is a custom designer going by the name A Limited Number of Wives Customs. I'll include a link to their Facebook page. There are loads of great videos on YouTube of people showing their amazing Transformers dioramas and how they were made. If you want to create a scene but, like me, wouldn't even know where to start building something like that, there are many professional accessories you can pick up from some of the third-party companies out there, such as Extreme Sets, iGear, Fexed Hobby and Magic Square. As you'll probably already know, most figures come with their own accessories too, often including weapons, tools, blast effects and even different facial expressions. Even more cool extras, accessories, upgrades and effects are made by third-party companies like NUSupplyFX, DNA Design, Perfect Effect and Like Toys. Something I picked up myself recently is these two custom-made 3D printed logos, which are a nice subtle touch on my shelves. I got them from Etsy from a seller called Bina Models. I'll include a link for anyone who would like to check them out. They're lightweight, great quality and I really love them. One thing you'll notice about third-party Transformers is that they can't risk using the Autobot and Decepticon logos on the figures because of the trademark and copyright. Kinda makes me smile that that's the only part they seem worried about. But it's easy to pick up sets of spare stickers online, and the last few third-party and KO figures I've bought have been packaged with stickers anyway. Back to Deformers again. He makes his own custom surroundings for his Transformers and they are absolutely excellent. I love watching his videos where he talks about how he makes some of the things you see on his shelves. I'll be sure to add a link in the description below so you can check out his channel. It's really worth a watch. Something else you might have noticed in Deformer's collection is his creative use of lighting. It's always worth investing in some sort of lighting for your display. Some well-placed spotlights or LEDs usually do the trick nicely. It's worth giving some thought to the distribution of colour around your chosen space. It can look good to group characters together according to their colour, red figures here and blue ones over there. For myself though, I like to spread and distribute colours around evenly rather than clumping them all together. Unless you're keeping your figures in an airtight vault, they're going to accumulate dust over time. Honestly, mine seem to need dusting constantly. I recently bought myself a cheap set of paintbrushes and they work a treat. It can feel pretty obsessive cleaning your collection so meticulously, but the way I see it, I've spent a lot of money on it and I've put thought and care into making them look good, so it feels like a waste letting them gather dust. It's also a great way to spend time with the figures and enjoy them close up. Now here's a little something I threw together for my own collection. Most fans of the G1 series from the 80s will know that one of the best things about it was the awesome voice talent. I realised that a great way to bring my figures to life was to compile a set of voice clips I can play while I'm enjoying them.
Geekworks made for a geek like you.
An unexpected bonus was that I found it really focuses my attention as I peruse my collection. Detolfs are such a popular way of displaying Transformers. If you're going to use them, make sure you lift them off the ground. They look awful when they're just placed flat on the floor. Check out these awesome homemade Transformers stands I saw recently on eBay by seller Collector Crafts. If you want to see a fun discussion around some of the topics I've talked about, check out Bobby Skullface's channel for a series of very entertaining collection critiques. Also, TM Reviews does some really nice collection tours where he showcases other people's fantastic collections. Links below. Full credit and respect goes to all the talented individuals whose hard work and effort I've showcased here. I've tried to include as many links below in the comments section as possible. My hat comes off to you all. I really hope you found this video useful and maybe picked up a few hints and tips to get the best out of your own Transformers collection. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more fun videos I have coming up soon. Until next time, happy collecting!